Hi, thank you guys for being so patient with me. I was going to do this yesterday, but I wasn't feeling well yesterday. I'm still recovering from my wisdom teeth surgery, so thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. So anyway, we're going to do something a little bit different. This is not a review. Well, it is kind of a review, but instead I'm going to give you my thoughts on Barbie as well, because I just saw it on Friday. We actually saw it with a group, and also a friend of mine. So let's discuss. So, I love all the Barbie movies. I grew up with the Barbie movies a lot when I was little, so I remember watching them. So that was also really fun as well. Before we get into this review, I just want to say to parents, if you are a parent out there who has a kid and you want to take your kid to this movie, it's not a kid-friendly movie. It's a very heavy message film, which we'll talk about later on, but it's a very heavy message film. And it's not really for kids. Like, I watched a review saying, you can bring 10-year-olds to this. I wouldn't, bring younger kids. I would say teenagers could watch this movie. Like, adults, this is more of an adult movie, not really a kid Barbie movie. So if you want my advice, parents, go watch the original Barbie movies. They're fantastic. So that's my advice to you guys. What do I think of Barbie? I know a friend of mine really enjoyed it. For me personally, I don't know. It's not a bad movie. It's actually a really good movie. But for me personally, I just didn't like it. It's not really my interest. We'll talk about later on how it's like sort of like very feminist and very sexualized as well, because it's a very sexualized movie with females and, standing their ground and stuff like that. But I gotta say, this is probably one of my worst movies of the year I've seen so far, or my least favorite movies of the year I've seen so far, because, yeah, it's just, I likely don't like movies. Some of them I do, some of them I don't, but in the cinema when I was watching it, because my jaw was so sore, so I couldn't laugh or smile. I smiled a little bit and laughed at a couple of scenes, but I didn't get a big reaction of Barbie. So it's not like, oh, this is so cool. And unfortunately, in the trailer, if you see the trailer, some of the jokes were a bit spoiled. Like the death joke was already spoiled for me. It wasn't really funny in the movie because they showed it in the trailer. Also, they do that exact same scene if you see the teaser trailer, they did a scene where they, destroy all the baby dolls. That's already been spoiled in the trailers as well. Don't you just hate it when trailers spoil movies? So unfortunately, that was a bit spoiled in advance, but yeah. Said before, this is a very feminist movie about females. I appreciate girl power, but feminist and girl power are two completely different things. Like, I don't look at Barbie like, oh, she's a feminist, she can do anything. It literally says on the box sometimes if you get a Barbie doll, say Barbie can do anything. I would think Barbie's more of a girl power thing than a feminist thing, to be honest with you. That's my initial reaction. And also, there's a difference between men and women in this movie. Like, men, sort of like, there's a fine line between females and males, and we are different genders to them, but still, they play like feminist is such a big thing, which it isn't. I would say this movie is very political with their statements, and where I am, I'm not. Where we are not very political, but I know America is a very political place, so that's hard. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't mind girl power, but that's just too much feminism and too sexualized. Like, I appreciate girl power. I appreciate girl power characters. Like, Wonder Woman is a feminist character as well, like I said. But Barbie, I don't think Barbie's a feminist character in a way. I don't see that. She's more like a girl power. Inspiring young girls to follow their dreams. So I do see that more than feminist, to be honest. So what did I like? Well, I loved Barbie Land. I wish I spent more time on Barbie Land, to be honest with you. I would love to, see the world building. It is amazing. If you see, like, the movie of Barbie, Barbie Land is amazing. It's a dream come true. It's all pink and colourful, so I like that. Also, there's a story in the movie as well. And, sometimes, we talked about this in my trailer reaction, obviously my Barbie trailer reaction. I said, little girls these days will grow out of Barbie. And unfortunately for me, I've kind of grown out of Barbie a bit when I got a bit older. I still watched Barbie when I was a teenager, but I used to have, like, all the DVDs of all the Barbie movies when I was younger, when I was a teenager. But unfortunately, I grew out of Barbie at a certain age as well. So, I know little girls are like, oh, I'll just grow out a Barbie, but I think it's more aimed at adults. Like, I talk about like mums. I think mums will really connect with this movie because, there's a scene in particular which we'll talk about later on in this review of Barbie as well. And it's more aimed at mums, and there's a lot of references with Mattel and all the Barbies and some of the discontinued Barbies. I can't spoil for you what happens, but there's so much ad campaign in this movie, it is literally insane. So I thought that was a really good choice, and they act like Barbies. You feel like you're in the Barbie world in some capacity as well. There's a scene in the movie where we get to go to Mattel. And for some reason, isn't Barbie created by a woman? So why is there actual women in Mattel? I don't understand that. Like, I thought the guys were being like pink as well to represent Barbie, but that's not the case. I don't know why. They should have I don't know what they tried to convey here. I think they tried to say males rule the world, but it's actually women rule the world. So I don't know why they would make that case. But anyway, yes, I do like the Barbie world. Like I said before, I wish we spent more time with Barbie. I felt like, I know there's going to be a lot of hate with this movie, in particular because of the feminist side. So if I were them, I would kind of like make a movie about Barbie, and there's a little girl play with Barbie, and it's kind of like a Toy Story thing. I would have preferred that than Barbie go into the human world, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, Barbie can't go into human. That's a spoiler there. Can't change into human or go into the human world. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's a really stupid idea that they had there. Go into the human world, it's like, it's run by men, and Barbie kind of sees that, and I'm like, you go to a movie to escape from all the reality and life, because life is difficult and hard enough. So you would want to escape the reality of that, because when you see a movie, it kind of draws you into the fantasy or adventure or comedy, whatever you're into. So for me personally, I didn't like that aspect. And I'm like, excuse me, the world is a beautiful place. Life is wonderful. Life is intriguing. Life is interesting. So I wouldn't know why they would have that. Although, to be honest, I think America is a very political place. And yeah, I'm sorry if you live there, but but where I am, it's so beautiful. Like, it's all green. Like, I think Australia has more freedom and stuff. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that might disagree with me there, but at least we have a beautiful world and a beautiful culture, different cultures. So yeah, but America's just like, yeah. Actually, in the movie, there's not a lot of songs, and I haven't heard all the soundtrack, but I've heard a couple of songs. I've heard Dua Lipa's song, which is like my all-time favorite. I do like that song. Check out the music video. It's so great. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of songs in the movie. We thought we would see I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world from Aqua and stuff like that, but unfortunately, you didn't get to see that. It's very unfortunate. I don't know why. We heard Dance the Night Away in a scene where they're doing disco and stuff, but you didn't see a lot of songs, and I feel like this movie was so focused on ad campaign that they didn't put the actual songs in the movie. I think people would be disappointed about that. I was kind of disappointed because it's Barbie. You should be having a party and stuff, have fun, but it's not like that, to be honest. Let's talk about characters. I love Margot Robbie as Barbie. I think she shines in this movie. She is a star. She's fine. She has finally found her perfect role, by the way. It took her a bit. But, but if you didn't know, Margot Robbie is Australian here down under, if you didn't know that already. And I liked how, because people showed this on Instagram, I liked how she showed, like, all the iconic Barbie looks as well. So I thought that was really clever on the campaigns and job as well. But overall, I thought she played Barbie very well in the movie. I enjoyed her. I love Margot Robbie. I don't care what people say about Margot Robbie. I think she did a really good job, and she should be very proud of herself for what she did. Okay, let's talk about Ken. I did not care for Ken in this movie. They should have cut Ken out of this movie, to be honest. I don't like Ryan Gosling. I've never liked Ryan Gosling. I don't care what people think of him. He doesn't have the he doesn't have the likability or the personal interest of the character as well. I thought he was a bit flat in some areas, to be honest. We were dream casting, we were fair casting, we were discussing it, and my friend said they should have cast Chris Evans to play Ken. And I said they should have got Chris Pine to play Ken. Oh my god, Chris Pine as Ken, he would have been hilarious. So yeah, so I thought the casting was Ken was not the greatest. I do not care for Ryan Gosling. I do not care what people say about it. Also, America Ferrera was really good as well in this movie. She plays the mum. And as a super fan of Barbie and her mum, I thought she did a fantastic job. I love her energy. Her energy really, saved the movie in some ways as well. Also, they did a really good job at casting her daughter, Ariana Greenblatt, which we'll get to in a sec. I thought she did a really good job. And they could pass as mother and daughter in real life, although they are not mother and daughter in real life. But they look so similar, they would pass as mother and daughter in this movie as well. Also about Ariana Greenblatt. She plays the daughter of America Ferrera. And, she's supposed to be an angst teenager, but I didn't like the way she talked to her mum and stuff and kind of pushed away. I know teenagers these days, hormones are very hard these days and challenging parents. Because her mum was trying to reconnect with her and trying to keep all the Barbies and stuff like that. And it's very hard to be in that situation. She came around eventually, but not a lot. If she turned the corner a little bit more, I would appreciate that. But Arya, it's not Ariana Greenblatt's fault. I think it's the person who gave her the role, to be honest. She voiced Tabitha in The Boss Baby Back in Business, and I've seen that movie, and I thought she did a great job. And also, back in the day, she did Stuck in the Middle, a Disney Channel show. She's grown up so much since then, just like Jenny Ortega, speaking of Jenny Ortega as well. She's grown up since then, but I thought she did a really good job as her character in that show as well, particularly even though she was younger. So, Kate McKinnon is so funny. If you haven't seen her on SNL, she is hilarious on SNL as well. And also, she plays Weird Barbie, a Barbie that you put texture on and play too much. So I thought she did a really good job. Also, I wish she had more screen time in the movie as well, because she's just so funny and so hilarious as well. Overall, would I see this movie again? No, it's not for me. I'm sorry, it's not for me. I don't like movies that focus more on political terms and feminist and whatnot. So yeah, I would prefer them if they stayed in the Barbie world more than in the human world, because it would kind of confuse people. And also, on that note, the ending sort of threw me off too. I'm like, what? Because there's a scene where she goes to a gynecologist. Is that the word? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A gynecologist, because Barbie doesn't have, I don't know why on earth they'll put this in reproductive organs, female organs. So that's a bit weird and a bit off-putting as well. But also, I would say this Barbie is so universal, and Barbie came out in 1959, and today is 2023. So that is incredible. She still goes strong today. I feel like this has upgraded the Barbie brand today, and I think this movie did it, even though I did not care for it. So yeah. So those are my thoughts on Barbie. What do you think? I'm so sorry this is late, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to Miller's Media. Also, you can follow me on TikTok, and also you can follow me on Instagram.